we have struck the camps on the basis of intelligence information, okay, which means we have chosen what targets there are. The existence of these camps is known to everyone. The Americans know it, the British know it, any NATO country knows it, your Five Eyes knows it, the Chinese know it, we know it, everybody knows it. The local population knows it, okay, that where these terror camps exist. But the point being, and the more important point being, Pakistan's position is that there is no terror camp. Osama bin Laden had nothing to do with Abbottabad. It was just a mystery ghost that the Americans killed. So they are going to tell you that there were casualties, and the casualties will not be people in uniform, the casualties will be people in civilian clothing, and those casualties will be shown to photographers in a few hours, and we know what's coming. Now, General Asthana, before I get in, I think Ambassador Fabian joining us, Sumit joining us, a few others also joining us. I can see Colonel Sahi also with us. I'm coming to you, gentlemen, in just a second. General Asthana, now, when we say we have credible intelligence, what is the possibility that A, this credible intelligence actually came from foreign sources? B, what can we potentially share with the Americans without compromising our intelligence assets, that we can actually say in what is now going to be a very important propaganda war?
See, the terror camps and their locations, they are known to everyone, and having seen the reaction, like even President Trump has said that we knew that perhaps something like this will happen and it should end soon. That's about all. So therefore, the terror camp locations are known, and I'm very sure that there is going to be shared also with others. As far as their propaganda is concerned, it is we know that this is going to happen, and I think the whole world also knows that this is what is going to happen. So I don't think we should be unnecessarily worried about as to they trying to put a propaganda playbook that okay, civilians have been killed. There is no, I don't think we should be worried about that at this stage, for the simple reason because obviously we have not hit a military target. So military casualties are not there, number one. Number two, all terrorists minus their weapons are civilians. So
okay, but here's the problem, General Asthana, here's the problem. You and I know that the Americans have been carrying out these strikes on the western border of Pakistan. They were doing it for 20 years almost, okay, under 3 US presidents. They would carry out the strikes all the time. Cruise missiles would be launched from US ships in the Arabian Sea, or they would be launched from US aircraft from Bagram and all these places, and they have done thousands of strikes in the western border regions of Pakistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and what used to be NWFP and all that. Thousands of strikes, okay, under 3 presidents, over 15-20 years they've done it. So the Pakistanis are used to it there. They have never responded other than saying, please don't, we are so nice, we give you overland trucking access through Pakistan into Afghanistan, please don't do it. But they never stopped them. So there is hypocrisy. We are aware of the hypocrisy. But you know, General Asthana, that there are eyes and ears who are takers, who are going to say, yes, there were no terrorists. All you've done is kill women and children. You know this is going to happen. We are a few hours away from this happening, and let's not be naive enough to assume that everybody will take the truth as it is.
The question is that when we discussed or when we decided as a country, and when Prime Minister Modi in English told rest of the world that we are going to take on the terrorists. So I think the whole world knows that's what is coming, and whether they were terrorists or not, this is propaganda of Pakistan. This is also known that it is going to happen. So now people will have to decide between the two, and as far as we are concerned, I don't think if we keep thinking on this line, then certainly we can never react. So therefore, I think the Indian Defence Forces as well as the Indian political hierarchy has crossed a step ahead to presume that even if let them paint Indian Army and India red tomorrow morning, it doesn't make a difference. The only thing now we are looking at is what is going to be your response and what is going to be our counter strike after that.
Okay.
So if
So
they have started arty firing, we have started doing arty firing. They responded with arty firing in some areas, and Indian Army has also started responding in the same kind with the almost similar ammunition.
okay.
So we are giving proportionate response, unlike many other countries who gave disproportionate response. So they have
Okay.
also come to India and they have done a terror strike.
Yes, so that's what I
And
was
they say
pointing
that we
out,
don't.
okay, but because that's what we should not be forgetting, because while we can predict what the Pakistanis are going to allude in the morning, and I cannot sit here and guarantee, I don't think anybody sitting here with me can reasonably guarantee that in a missile strike, however precision strike it is, all these camps are intertwined between civilian population areas. That there has been absolutely zero casualties that have been not intended, nobody can guarantee that. Okay, the Americans couldn't guarantee that in Iraq, and they're supposed to have the best weapons technology that you can think of. So you can't guarantee it, I can't guarantee it. But let's not forget for a second that while there might be a handful of incidental casualties, which we don't know, we're hoping not, there was nothing incidental about the casualties that took place in Pahalgam. There were people who were having bhel puri with their wives and children, who were asked their names, then they were asked their religion, they were asked to show ID cards. As a final proof, they were disrobed so that they could be checked for circumcision, and then they were shot in the head in front of their wives and children with the blood splattering over their clothes. So there's nothing incidental about that. Let's not forget that for a second. Okay. Okay. Let's get Ambassador Fabian. So, Ambassador Fabian, here we are, sir. I have to ask you the other side of the question before I get to the others is, have we achieved genuine surprise? If the calculation by the Pakistanis was that yes, we would do something, but we would restrict ourselves to some forward launch pads in POK by striking deep into the heart of Pakistan, into known terror camps where we assume that these terrorists had withdrawn to because they considered themselves untouchable there, have we achieved genuine surprise?
Well, I have been following for a while, and I also have been looking at what Reuters has been reporting. Now, it appears that we have achieved surprise. But just to go back to another matter, it is true that India has attacked non-military targets, but at the same time, what we have to understand is that how Pakistan will respond. And it is Pakistan's response that matters, and it is possible that the two countries might stumble into a war. And that is a serious matter.
Right, and let's take it with the gravitas that indeed is put, because however unjust the other side might be, the Pakistani methodology of doing everything with a gun to their own heads doesn't solve the problem for us. They are welcome to go into Jahannam. We have no intentions of joining them there. So let's take it with the gravitas for sure, that we are on an escalatory ladder. When it's a hot conflict, things that you don't want to happen can sometimes happen, and even the most precisely thought through and well laid plans can come asunder. But let's also not walk away from the fact that something unprecedented took place. A response had to be done. A response has been done. We have in our messaging repeatedly pointed out that we have not targeted the Pakistani army, we have not targeted Pakistani